Duh.
Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. I think you are understanding and following my videos. If not, tell me in comment section so that I can change or improve my way of teaching. So today our video is all about data types in Python. And before knowing about that, I want to discuss small topic, that is comments in Python. What do you mean by comments? Actually, these are the lines written in the code that are ignored by the Python interpreter during execution of program. Means these are all the lines written in the code itself but ignored by the Python interpreter. And simply we can say that these are non-executable statements. Means a Python interpreter never execute these statements when we use to comments. And what are the usage of comments? Making the source code easier for humans to understand and greatly helping in debugging the code. Let me give you an example, guys. Suppose if somebody asks you to write code and submit it, and you are ready for that, and when you write it without comments and submit it, then if code is of some 10 or 20 lines, it's okay to understand. But if it is more than suppose 100 or 200 lines, then definitely you won't understand. So better to use comments in your code so that others can also understand easily. So that is the usage of the comments in the code. And guys, right now, okay, coming to the next slide. So we have Python single line comments and multi-line comments. So in Python we have two types of comments, that is single line comments and multi-line comments. And how to write single line comments? Here it is the syntax, and we will be going to use hashtag, and after what we write after the hashtag, that will be going to treat as comment. And in multi-line comments we will be using 3 single quotes opening and 3 single quotes closing. So whatever you write in these two between quotes, that will be going to be act as a comment. So you can go single line comments for single line only. For multi-line you can use multi-line comments. So let me give practical example for that. So I am opening IDLE. Upon opening I am creating new file, simply pressing Ctrl N, and you can see the file has opened, and I am saving on the desktop, Ctrl S, saving on desktop Python codes. So I am using third program, click on enter. Okay, now you can see the third program. So how to write single line comments? Just use hashtag, and after that you can write anything that will be going to act as a comment. So I am writing that this is a comment, and I am using another hashtag, this is also a comment. And in these two between I will be going to use some print function, learning about comments, So guys, I have done this work. So you can see that I am using first comment and second comment. In these two I am using some print function. So let me execute this. To execute, simply press F5. Okay, click on OK. So guys, you can see that it is going to print learning about comments, but not these two statements. Like you can see, it is not printing this is a comment or this is also a comment, but it is simply going to print learning about comments. So this is all about single line comment. Let me give you an example of multi-line also. So you can use multi-line comments as simply opening 3 double quotes and closing with 3 double quotes. So whatever you write in these quotes, that will be going to act as a multi-line comment. Let me type some text. It is a multi-line comment. So you can see the color also. The color has been green. Let me run this. To run, simply press F5. I am pressing F5 and OK. Again guys, you can see that simply it is printing learning about comments. I will also include, I'm deleting this closing one, and I am including this all in this only. So I am writing print statement also in this comment, multi-line comment only. Let's see what is going to print on the output. I am running F5 and click OK. You can see that guys, on the output screen the nothing going to print. As you can see, there is nothing. So simply it is ignoring this print function also, because we have written included in multi-line. So I will remove and I will place here. So I am pressing F5 and click OK. Now you can see it is going to print definitely. Learning about comments. So guys, coming to the main part, that is data types in Python. So what is meant by data types in general? By seeing this word you can understand clearly one thing, that what type of data it is can be known easily by using data types. So what are they, how many are there, let us discuss now. So in this slide you can see that there are Python data types and there are so many types. Let us discuss one by one. That is, first one is numeric type and sequence type and boolean type, dictionary type and set type. And again numeric type is divided into further, that is integer, float, complex, and sequence type also divided further like string, list and tuple. So in upcoming videos let us discuss by one. So in this video I will be going to cover all the data types including numeric. So let us discuss one by one. So numeric type consists now integers and float and complex. So let's now discuss about integers. In Python, integers are 0 or positive or negative whole numbers without any fractional part. Means any number without having any fractional part can be called as integer in Python. So, and second point is that leading zeros in non-zero integers are not allowed. Means you can see the example that there is a example 00023 is invalid and shows the error, because 223 is an integer, but you are using some leading zeros, so it caused the error. So it is doesn't considered as integer, so that's why it is shows the error. And fourth point is Python doesn't allow comma as a delimiter, but we can use the underscore further. Means suppose, let me give an example. Suppose we have something number called 10 lakhs. So to represent 10 lakhs, to understand easily, we will be putting commas like 10 comma and do zeros and comma triple zeros like 10,000, 10 lakhs, something like that. So we can use comma in general, but coming to the Python doesn't allow that comma, but in that place we can allow underscore. So examples are for integer are 0, 23, minus 24. So let me give an practical example so that you can easily understand. So coming back to ideally, so I am deleting these all stuff. So coming to the integer part, so we have discussed right now integer na. So let's give an practical example. And suppose I have a called variable a only, and I am assigning to the value something called 23, and when I print that a as a output and run it, you can see that output has been denoted as 23. But actually we know that 23 is a integer, but how come the Python interpreter will be knowing this 23 as integer? So how to know that? So we can have a function called type, that is type type, and which accepts some value in it. So I am passing a value called a. So I am passing this a value in the type function. So this type function will be going to return what type of data it is, means what type of data type it is. So when I run F5 button, you can see that it is going to display as it belongs to the class which is a integer, that is int. So in unlike C++, Java, I am not denoting like int a. It is wrong. It will shows the error. When I run it, you can see that it is going to show the error. See, it is showing invalid syntax. So that's why Python is very easy, because you don't need to specify what data it is. So simply you can assign some value and you can access it. So let me give another example. So I'm here printing minus 23. Let us check whether it is a integer data type or anything. So I'm running F5 and clicking on OK. You can see same output has been shown, that is integer type only. So let me give leading zeros. You can see now I am giving 000 and 23. Let us know what type of data it is right now. So when I run F5, you can see the output. Leading zeros in decimal integer letters are not permitted use, and something it has shown the error. So you can't use these leading zeros, so it will be going to throw the error. So we have discussed this, and again we have discussed about the commas, no? Okay, let me give an example. Suppose I am giving 10,000, something like 10 lakhs, and when I run the F5 button, you can see the type of function has been changed, because it is showing something called tuple, which is also a data type, but it is not belonging to the integer. So comma are not allowed. So in comma, when I put underscores, you can see the output. When I run F5, you can see, so you can see automatically it has been changed to integer. So in the place of commas, you can use the underscore. There is no use for underscore also. It is only for understanding purpose. And when I put underscore here also, nothing will happen. Wherever you put, it will be going to nothing. And when I run F5 button, you can simply see that the output has been class integer only. So that is integer class only. That's it about the integer. Let me go to the slide. Yeah, okay, we have discussed about this thing and this example also, this comma also, this also, all. Now coming to the next data type, that is float. So in Python, floats are positive or negative numbers with fractional part. So simple it is. Without fractional part, we can be called as integer. With the fractional part, it is going to called as float. So fractional part denoted by the decimal symbol dot, or the scientific notation capital E or small e. So floats as the maximum size depends on your system. Sorry guys, I have forgotten something in integer also. Let me tell you that. So suppose there is no limit for integer data type, so I can give any, n number of length. You can see I am giving large number, and when I run it, it is still in integer only. So you don't need to bother about the length of the value also. You can give any number of length, and it will be going to stay in that only, integer only. So we can you can know that you have an idea about integer, short, byte, long, double in Java or C++. So in Python we will be having only integer data type, and it can be having unlimited length. There is no limit for the length it is. So I forgot that. So now coming to the float type. Yeah, float as the maximum size depends on your system. So it has a size, limited size, like a double float, double character, byte, short, int in Java. So the float beyond its maximum size referred as infinity or infinity. So whenever we cross the maximum size, it doesn't going to display the value, but it is going to display as output as infinity. So you can see the examples for float are 0.23, 5.23, minus 5.24, and let us do some practical things. To do, we will be going back to ideally. So something like we going to choose something 1.43. As you can see guys, I am using 1 and denoting some dot operator, and after that 43. So this dot is notation to use to represent decimal value. So when I run this program, you can see the output as automatically the class has been changed to float type. So whenever you use a fractional part, it is going to show the output as float type data. So let me give something small e also, and I am going to delete this. So you can see you can also use small e or capital E in between. Let's see what will be going to output. So again it is in the same class float value only. So whenever you use something fractional part number and dot or capital E or small e in the value, so automatically it will be going to consider as float type data. So and here I am not representing like something called float a, but instead of this, the Python interpreter implicitly dynamically it will be going to choose what type of data it is. So you don't need to worry about mentioning int or float or something like that before the variable. So you can see I am not mentioning something int or double or something like that, but simply I am giving assigning value and I am checking what type of data it is, so it will be float only, so like that. So you can see I will be changing this small e to capital E also, it will going to run perfectly. So you can see class float has been displayed. So that's all about float data type. Let's now quickly jump to the next part, that is complex numbers. So a complex number is a number with real and imaginary components. As you can know that in intermediate, or when you, if your background is mathematics, you will be well known about these complex numbers, because we will be having real and imaginary part. For example, 5 plus 6j is a complex number where 5 is the real component and 6 is multiplied by j is an imaginary component. So this is called as real part and this is called as somewhat imaginary part. And you must use j or small j as imaginary component. Using other characters will throw syntax error. So let's have quick example. Okay, coming back to ideally something. Okay, let us assign a equal to something called 5 plus 6j. Okay, this is called as 5 is called as real part and 6j is called as imaginary part. When I run this program, you can see the output. Yeah, the output has been changed to class complex. It is telling that it will be going to belong to the complex data type. So let me change this j as capital J. Let us check whether it will be running fine or not. When I click Fi, yeah, it is working fine. It is showing class complex only. So other than j or capital J or small j, whenever you use something other letter, let's see the output what will be going to display. It will be showing invalid syntax. You can see that it is going to throw error. So you don't use any alphabet other than j. So whenever I run, it will going working fine. So that's all about the complex data type. So let's now have a quick summary about this section, what we have learned till now. So in this video we have learned about what are data types, and we have seen numerical data type, that is integer, float, complex. And guys, we will be going to meet in next video, and in next video we will be going to discuss about another data type. And that's all about this video guys, and thank you, see you, take care, bye.